Welcome to 1779 Renaissance in Apache Junction, our biggest deal of the year. And I'm so excited for this deal breakdown because this one is bananas. But let's go into a little bit of a backstory, okay? Let's talk about what's going on with hedge funds. All right, imagine this. Imagine you have $30 to $50 million as a family, right? And you want to protect that nest egg. You still got income coming in from other businesses and other investments, but you want to make sure that your wealth is protected, that you've got a good nest egg that is, you're not going to lose this money. It's going to be protected. Well, what's the best investment to make? Well, you go to your manager and you put it together with a bunch of other wealthy people, and it's called a hedge fund, right? It's called a hedge fund. And these hedge funds, their job is to, put this money into places that's going to get a decent return, but you're not going to lose, right? And so look at what's going on, right? Look at the $2 trillion of printed money coming out of COVID, right? Well, that is causing what? More money causes inflation, which basically means that money isn't worth as much as it was before because there's more of it. That just makes sense, right? So to protect against that, hedge funds look to the number one asset for protection there, and that is real estate. That's properties, and especially single-family properties in areas where they see population growth and appreciation. Not only that, but this is exciting. Not only that, mix into this whole thing that we have a lack of inventory because every single decade has built 20 million new properties. 70s, 20 million, 80s, 20 million, 90s, 20 million, 2000 to 2010, 20 million, and then 2010 hit. The economic crash broke it all, and there was only 6 to 8 million new properties built. So you've got a huge lack of inventory. You got 30 million new people since 2010, and so there's not enough properties. That means that the supply and demand are going down. You see huge appreciation rates in areas that people want to live in, like Phoenix, Arizona, and this is the perfect storm for hedge funds to purchase properties cash at retail or above retail prices because they look at this as a 10-year plan, 15-year plan. So imagine this. Imagine you have that $30, $50 million. Imagine you put it all into properties. You own them free and clear. Yes, you have to pay property taxes. Yes, you probably have to turn on some utilities. Yes, you have to have maintenance costs and management costs. But you also get rent. You don't have a payment on this. You own it free and clear. So you have to get rent for these properties to cover all those things. And historically, areas like Phoenix go up 5% a year. Well, if inflation is typically 1% to 2% and it could push up to 4 or 5%, not only are you protecting your nest egg, but you're also getting some profits coming in, and you're not counting on, but you're hoping that at some point, boom, it explodes, and there's a times like this year or 2020 where it goes up by 20-30%. So this is a really, really, really smart investment for these super wealthy hedge funds to come in here, right? So this property here, we'll show some clips of what it looked like before, but it definitely needed some love. But we did a very, very, very generic remodel on this property. You can see this is just perfect for a rental property. I don't like the quality of this, to be honest. Like, this doesn't make me feel great that it's just basic paint and it's not buttoned up and looking perfect and it's like a laminate type floor. But here's the thing. If I would have put an extra $15,000, $20,000 into this property, I would have gotten the same price. So I get more profits for building properties like this specifically for hedge fund buyers to come in and buy. right? So it's, you know, you're gonna see there's no coverings on the windows. It's very basic. The baseboards, you can see, you know, you've got the cuts here. This will drive any carpenter or anybody that's in construction crazy, just this quality of work. There's not really big upgrades to the outlets, old school outlets like this. You know what I mean? There's just little things here and there that you're just, the quality of this is not great. The point is, if I put more into it, it doesn't matter. Renters are gonna buy or are gonna live in here, right? It's not somebody's house that they're gonna buy and this is their biggest asset. This is the asset too into a hedge fund. But we did some nice things. We did some stone. We made it look pretty good. But it's the point that I'm trying to make is in this market, if you're going to be attracting hedge fund buyers, you can do a product like this and they're really gonna like it. Because actually they buy properties that they put in a lot of money into them as well. So as wholesalers, you can make a ton more by selling to a hedge fund because they'll pay more because it's a long-term strategy for them. But we did some decent things. We put in stainless steel appliances, painted the cabinets. We didn't put new cabinets, just painted them, but they look clean. Put a backsplash here. So a little bit of give and take there. We wanted it to still be a good product, but if we were gonna target this to sell to like a family or something, we would do a way bigger and way better job. But right now in the market, the hedge funds are just paying the same amount with cash, if not more, for these properties. And this is the biggest deal of our year so far, and the year's just about done, and it's incredible. We're gonna listen to the numbers on this, okay? First of all, we bought this. This was a referral from somebody that had locked this up and said, hey, do you guys wanna buy this at $192,000? $192,000. We put $30,000 in here, okay? The agent on the buyer's agent that represents the hedge fund is gonna make 2%. Our agent makes 1.5%. We had about $5,000 worth in closing costs buying this. So, and then we had $5,000 between utility turn on and closing costs. And so we're gonna make just a hair under $150,000 on this deal. I mean, how bananas is that? I mean, obviously, listen, you make money when you buy these properties. $192,000 was a phenomenal deal, but the property was in rough shape and the hedge funds were just starting to really warm up here, so it was really the perfect storm. So really what I want you to take from this video is over the next 12, 18, 24 months, as hedge funds are putting more and more capital into the markets that are major, that have good appreciation, take advantage of it. Reach out, find the buyer's agent that represents the hedge funds. And this isn't difficult to do. Just go and look at the properties on PropStream that the ttpdata.com that are bought by these hedge funds, and then just Google the address and find out who the buyer's agent was. And typically you're gonna see the same name coming up again and again and again. Pick up the phone, call them up, and see what they're buying, see what their buying box is, that's what they call it, and find these deals for them. I'm telling you, you're gonna make an extra $5, $10, $15, $20,000 on every single deal. It's bananas, it's absolutely incredible. I want you to make the most on your deals, so take this advice and go get some massive deals.